Hello, I'm North Hempstead Town Supervisor Judy Bosworth, and I, along with our town board, are proud to present At Home with North Hempstead, a series of special programs for children, seniors, as well as entertainment for residents of all ages. We hope you enjoy this special presentation and check back often for new content.
Hi everyone, thank you for joining me in this video. So today I'm going to be showing you how to create two really cool hopscotch designs. The first one focuses on ABCs, so kids can do this and also create it on a sidewalk, and as they're doing the hopscotch they can learn the ABCs. And the next one focuses on numbers, right? So this one really focuses on helping kids count from 1 to 10 while being very creative, and you can customize this design to be however you want it to be. And then finally I'll show you a video of a sidewalk chalk hopscotch that I made. So as you can see, A, B, C, D, E, F is all I got to, but you can continue this. So we're gonna get started soon. I'm mainly using markers, but you can use pen or pencil or anything that you have with you. Okay, so the first one that I'm probably going to do is the numbers one. We'll see how that goes. So I'm using very colorful markers for this. If you want, you can use only like one color, but I'm going to be using a lot of different colors. To start out, I'm going to start by making kind of like a square, right? But I'm only drawing 3 sides because the end of the paper makes the 4th side. And then going up, I'm going to be making rectangles. So the rectangle is kind of like a square, but just a bit wider. All right, so this looks like a square, but it's a bit wider. And the idea is that within each rectangle, as we go up, there's going to be a certain number of objects. All right, so you want to make 1, 2, 3, and then number 4 is going to be 1 square, or yeah, kind of like a square. The shapes don't have to be perfect. You just want to aim for a square. And then you're going to do 2 rectangles again. But these, the 2 next ones, you want to try to make them a little bigger because now we're going to have to add more objects. So as we go higher, we want the shapes to get bigger so that way the objects can fit within them. Okay? So after that, you're going to be doing a square, a bigger one than the one that you did before. So as you're drawing the shapes, you want to make sure that you're counting along because we want to only have about 10 shapes. So let me just see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, we've got about 7 shapes right now. So then we're going to add 2 more rectangles. And then for the last one, we're going to be doing this half circle. It's going to be a really big half circle because we're counting from 1 to 10. So I only need to have 10 shapes. But if you wanted to continue and make this like 1 to 20, then you would continue in doing that. All right, so I'm just making a half circle for the last shape. That's how it looks like. All right, so now we've got 10 shapes. And then what we're going to do now is we're going to start adding objects inside of them. So we're starting from the bottom and I'm counting from left to right. So the first square will be 1, and then the top left is 2, the right is 3. So then now the fun part is you can kind of think about what objects you want to add in it, but the number of objects has to kind of like match the number we're at. Okay, so we're gonna start with the first box. So that is number 1. So I can only draw 1 object in there. And I think I'm gonna draw a nice big flower. So I'm gonna start with a nice circle. And then I'm gonna be adding letter N's, kind of like that, all the way around it. So the little N's represent the petals. And we're gonna continue until I reach the first petal. Okay, so since this is the first box, we can only add 1 object. And then, see, just like that. And then the next one, you can do 2 or 3, but you just want to make sure that it coincides with the box you're doing. All right, so let's say if you wanted to jump from 1 to 3, that could be fine, but you just want to remember that you have to do 2 on the other side. Okay, so actually, just so it doesn't confusing, I'll continue normally so it doesn't get too confusing. So on the left there would be 2, so I think for this one I'm gonna do 2 emojis, like 2 happy emojis. So I've got 2 circles, and then I'm gonna use a black marker to draw just the little lines, right? And then a smiley face. So I've got 2 happy emojis, and then on the one on the right I have to do 3 things now. So maybe I'll do another 3 emojis, but with different facial expressions. Okay, I could make it sad, surprised, or still happy. I think I might make it surprise face, like a surprise Pikachu face or something. So same thing, 2 lines to represent the eyes, and just a dot for the mouth. Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna just add a little dot. It's like a surprise mouth. So now, so far we've got 1 flower, 2 smiling emojis, and 3 surprise emoji faces. Now after 3, we gotta go to 4. Okay, I think I'm gonna do 4 butterflies. For the butterflies, you want to think like you're, I would say like a thin oval, right? So you first start by drawing 4 thin ovals, right? So they're like circles, but they're very stretched. We're gonna draw 4 of those, and then we're gonna add the wings. So the first half of the wing is gonna be big, kind of like an ant still, and then the other half is gonna be smaller. So just add all the wings right now, okay? So as you can see, this is why as we're going up, I was drawing the shapes bigger, because you see it's a little bit tight for all the butterflies to fit in there, but yeah, it seems okay for now. So you want to make sure that when you're drawing the shapes, as you go up, they're bigger, so that way the more objects can fit within them. All right, and I added the little antennas, which are just like little 2 curved lines. So after 4, we've got number 5. Okay, I gotta add what to add to number 5. Okay, so maybe I'll do like circles. No, I don't think that'll work. Let's do hearts. So I'm gonna do 5 beautiful hearts. All right, and as you're doing this, the kids can count, so that way they can let you know when to stop, right? So if you say there has to be 5 in there, they gotta count that, and once they reach 5, they should say stop, and then you can ask what's the next number after 5. If they're not sure, you can draw 6 things and have them count it. So for the next one, we're gonna do number 6 now. Okay. I keep pressing on the box just so you know that this is where it's gonna go. Okay, so then I also like that I'm using different colors. I think that it looks good. We're gonna be doing moons on the next one. So 6 little moons, which is like a C shape, but you're doing it twice. Okay, it's a nice curved C. It also looks like bananas. So this could be 6 moons or 6 bananas. And as you're drawing them, you want to be careful and make sure that, everything will fit. And thankfully, all the 6 bananas fit within the box. Okay, so I think we're doing pretty good right now. And it's looking pretty nice. So if you're doing this on a sidewalk, then, you would have a lot of big boxes, and then maybe a lot of kids can be drawing within the boxes. And maybe you want to go, instead of 1 to 10, 1 to 15, you can make it, go as much as you want. And then for number 7, I think I'm just going to do some circles. Yeah, 7 circles. And then we've got number 8 next. Also, if you want, you can repeat some of the objects. I think I've decided maybe I'll repeat 1 or not, but just so you can get some ideas. That's why I'm not really repeating much of the objects. You can do lines also, So when you're doing the lines, I think it's important to do them in different colors so that way they know which lines they are counting. Okay, so you've got 8 straight lines over there. You could do zigzag lines, curvy lines, wiggly lines, all types of lines. For number, I think I'm gonna do some like Hershey's. Yeah, like Hershey's Kisses. And those are, it's like a triangle, but it's curved, right? It's very curvy at the bottom, kind of like a triangle for the Hershey Kisses. So this one, I just have to make sure that I leave enough space so that way all 9 Hershey Kisses will be able to fit within the rectangle. I think it will. Yeah, it should be fine. So you can add simple shapes or a bit more complicated shapes. Or maybe you can brainstorm. Maybe you don't want to add objects and you want to add something else. That's fine too. Okay, so we've got 9 so far, looking good. And then the last one will be number 10. Okay, so this is looking really awesome right now. And then also for number 10, if you want, you can add all of the objects you added from 1 to 9, but you just add one of each, right? And then you add one new object. Or you can just add a whole new object in general. So you can play around with that and see what happens. That's really, you decide. It's your design. It's up to you. I think I might do flowers because I started with flowers. So I think it might be good to end with flowers. So I'm going to be doing 10 flowers. It's a little hard to see, but I'm doing circle and then little ends going all around it. All right. So I'm just trying to also keep an eye to make sure that I have enough space. So that's why I'm doing them a little bit tight right now. But then I feel like I'll probably see that I have a lot more space later on. But that's okay. I just want to make sure that all the objects fit within the shape and stuff. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We've got 8. So we need 2 more flowers. And then we will have reached number 10. Okay, this looks awesome. I like that I did it with different colors too. It looks really cool. And then ta-da, here you go. This is a really cool hopscotch design that you can do with numbers. So 1, 2, 3, I don't think I have enough fingers. 3, 4 butterflies, 5 hearts, 6 moons / bananas, 7 circles, 8 lines, straight lines, and then we have 9 Hershey's Kisses or curved triangles, and then finally 10 beautiful flowers. Okay, so we're going to be moving to the next design after this. But here's a closer look at the design that we made, and it's looking really awesome. I really like how it came out. Okay, so we'll be moving on now. And then remember that the next one is going to be the ABCs. Yeah, I think we'll be doing the ABC flowers next. Okay, so you still need the same materials, marker if you have, and paper. If you do not, you can use crayons or whatever you have on hand. Now, I'm still going to continue using different colored markers, but it's up to you if you want to use color or just one color. You're going to start out by drawing one large circle. Okay, you're going to try to put it somewhere in the center of the page, and then you're going to change colors, and then you're going to be drawing about the same size circle. You can draw it on the top right, kind of like diagonal to the first one. You don't want to draw it right on top of it. That's not a full-on circle, but it's okay. And then we're going to draw one on the left. All right, so we're going to have 2 circles kind of like diagonal to the first one, and then the 4th circle you want to draw it in the center, so it's going to be right on top kind of where we draw the first one. All right, so yellow is a little bit hard to see, but I hope you can see the fourth circle. And then for number 5 and 6, you're going to do the same thing where you're drawing it on the top right, diagonal to the circle in the center. And then you're going to draw the other circle top left, still diagonal to the other circle that's in the center. So I think, yeah, I don't think we have to do more circles. I think we're good for now. Okay, yeah. So that's all you need right now are circles. Now we're going to turn these circles into flowers soon. But first, what we're going to do is we'll probably work on drawing a stem, all right? So the stem is really just a curvy line. Not too curvy, but like 2 curves. And you're going to make 2 of those right next to each other. And that's how you're going to connect the circles. So you're going to be making 2 curvy lines between each circles, and that's going to give like the flower look. It might not look like a flower now, but trust me, as we keep drawing the petals and other stuff, it'll start to look like a flower. Okay. Okay, so we've got the stems. You can also add one at the bottom if you have space. And the letters are going to go inside of the circles. So we're going to start with the letter A. And I'm going to be using a different colored marker than what I use for the circle to draw the letters. I'm mostly going to be doing bubble letters. If you want, you can do a different type of font, or just, create your own font or design the letters however you want. I'm going to keep mine a bit simple, but you can go crazy with yours if you want. All right, so I've got A and then B, and for the bubble letters, the yellow is still so hard to see. But for the bubble letters, it's kind of like you're drawing, well, it's not really twice that you're drawing the letter, really. All right, well, except for C, because for C, it's a nice curved, kind of like a sideways U, and then you're making a second sideways U. All right, so we've got C, and then the next one should be D, and then E, and then F. Now, I'm only going to be doing A through F, but if you have bigger paper, but also if you're doing this on a sidewalk, or you have like a really long sidewalk, maybe you could do the whole letters, and then a lot of kids can participate. It's really up to you, but I'm just going to show you from A to F right now, but you can continue this up to how many letters you want to. Okay, and then after we do the letters, then we're going to create some really cool petal designs to really make it look like a flower. But I think the design is definitely coming along really well. Well, to me, it is starting to look a bit like a flower. But if you have played hopscotch before, it's usually like you hop on one leg and then 2 legs, and there are like boxes that sometimes tells you, maybe you do, when you jump on the box, maybe you hop 3 times, maybe the other one you spin. I think those are probably the newer hopscotch. The other ones really just had numbers, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, I believe. I might be wrong though, but that's what I remember. But for this one, it's letters. So when you hop on it, the idea is that you say the letter. Okay, so we're gonna be working with the flower petals now. And most of the time, flower petals, you can think like you're drawing, once again, the letter N. Okay, and once you do that, you continue doing that all the way until you continue all the way across until you reach the first N that you made. Okay, so these are kind of like more stubby little flower petals. If you want, you can make yours, bigger, longer, however you wish. It will be fine. I also keep using different colors for each flower. So like if my circle is green and my letter is blue, I have to use another color for the petals, just because I think it helps them stand out a bit. But if you want, you can use one color for each flower one. So this next one, I'm making it a little bit taller, not too much, just like very slightly taller. I'm gonna try to make each of the flowers have different petals, so that way you can see, you know, different types of petals that you can make. I think it looks really nice when you have different petals and maybe different designs. We might add designs within the petals actually. Yeah, I think that could be a really cool idea. So this is how it looks like right now. Okay, so it would be like you one leg on A, and then you would jump left foot on B, right foot on C, and then jump again one leg, one foot on D, and then continue. Okay, so for the one in the circle, I'm doing these really nice big flower petals, and these ones, they're similar to a triangle, but they're like a curved triangle. They really curve at the bottom. If you want, you can practice drawing these petals on a separate sheet of paper. I'm using permanent markers, so I don't really have much room for mistake. So I'm trying to take my time and go really slowly. But yeah, I think the center one can have like a really big petal because it's the center, so we want it to stand out. This also looks like a dancing flower, you know, like because it's all wavy. It reminds me of like cartoons when flowers would be dancing and doing all these other stuff. Yeah, I'm gonna go over the yellow a bit because it's not it's hard to see it. Okay, so I think that looks good. And then maybe we should move to E or A. I gotta figure that out. I'm trying to stay organized. Okay, so I think this is kind of my favorite color too, so this is nice. Alright, so we've got the large petal and then the other ones. So then maybe for this one we're going to be doing, this is triangles, but like pointy triangles. I think this looks more like a sun, but you can create designs that are not, if you want, like a typical flower, like leaf. So I'm making my leaves very pointy, a very pointy triangle, just because that's what I feel like making it. So it's okay to experiment with these and have fun with it and see what you can create. But as you can see, it is definitely starting to look like a flower. Yeah, I can definitely see it now. It's looking like really, really beautiful. And then I'm going to repeat the first design that I made for the flower petals, but I'm also going to mix it, right? So I'm doing 3 different flower petals on one flower, just to see how it looks, because this is all about experimenting and having fun with the design. All right, so you don't have to be too serious or think that you're breaking a rule or something. You know, we just want to, the main thing is you want to make it to look like a flower. It can look like a robot flower. I don't know how that would look like, but I mean, I'm pretty sure someone can create a robot flower with like armor and stuff. That could be pretty interesting. Okay, and then for this one, I think I'm gonna continue with the big petals that we used for the circle with the D in it, but this time we'll probably create like 2 layers of it. That could be pretty cool. So I'm making some smaller petals all the way around, right? These aren't as big as the ones that I did for the one on the letter D, but they're kind of like medium size. And then what I'm going to do after that is between each petal, probably using a different color. Yeah, I'm going to use a different color so it can stand out more. I'm going to be drawing another petal. Okay, so you're going to look between the shape of 2 petals like that, and then you're going to be drawing another smaller petal, which will create this really cool effect. And this is something you can actually do, you know, just continue and you'll get this really beautiful, like this is just gonna be a really nice flower. I'm only gonna do it 2 times, but you could continue this if you wanted to. Okay, so this is what we've got so far. It's looking pretty good. I think to make it stand out more, I'm probably going to add some dots. Yeah, let me add some dots to this. But also I think like each different flower can have different patterns if you want. That could be pretty cool. Yeah, I think I'm gonna keep adding some more dots to this one, and I might add dots to some of the other ones, but I also don't know if I'll add patterns to each of them, only because I mainly want the flower in the middle in the middle to stand out the most. Not all of them, because if they all stand out, then they can't all be in focus. Only like one or two could really be in focus. Yeah, let me see how this looks like first with just that. And I'm making just dots. I hope you can see that. It's just little dots. But that looks amazing. Yeah, this looks awesome. Okay, so maybe I'll do patterns for like one more. For this one, I don't know what pattern this is, but I'm just making these like not fully straight lines, but kind of like little curvy lines all around it. You can make up, you know, whatever design you want, whatever patterns you want. Maybe you don't do patterns, maybe you just draw like a person around it, or a butterfly, or like bees. That could be really cool. And then for this one, I'm kind of like, I made little circles. I didn't color in the circles. I just drew in the circles, but you can color them if you would like. But this is like looking like really amazing. So imagine if there was like a long sidewalk filled with this design going from A to Z, and then it could kind of be a bit, well, not fully like an obstacle course, but it could be a bit of a workout. And then you can also add some things around the flowers. Maybe when you get to letter B, you have to buzz like a bee. Letter C or letter M, maybe you gotta meow like a cat. You know, like think about maybe, yeah, every like 2 or 3 letters, whoever, like when you land on it, you have to do something, whether it's like a silly dance. Maybe for letter H, hop like a bunny. You could, you know, make it, you can keep it simple like this, or make it much more creative if you would like. It's really up to you. But this looks awesome. So here's a closer look at everything. Alright, but this is a nice simple design that you can continue on your own, do it on a paper, on a sidewalk, and the result will always be great. So next, I'm going to show you this sidewalk design. Well, not sidewalk, but it's a chalk design that I made at my house. Hopscotch. So here is where you would start, and then here you would hop 2 times, then touch your toes, and then spin around 3 times, and then you would jump 4 times. It's kind of like an obstacle course a bit. And then place your left and right foot, and then you would do a little dance, whatever dance you want. You can twirl, hop 2 times again, strike a beautiful pose, and then a nice "you did it." I'm gonna show you my sister just doing the obstacle, well, doing the design real quick. So here she goes. So just an example of what this can look like. Yeah, but this one is a bit more simple. You can make it more elaborate if you want. And I think I got like $5 chalk designs, and it lasted pretty well. So you can do whatever you would like with this, really. Twirl, hop 2 times, strike a pose. Alright, so thank you for joining me in this video.